Hello everyone, my name is Brian Thompson and I'm making this video because as a consumer it's very important to me when people that you're dealing with to purchase things, when they treat you as though you are stupid is the best way that I could describe it. I'm very conscious about where I spend my money. But on Monday, October 26th, I became a shoe collector. Not because I wanted to become a shoe collector. I'm not really one of those people that are really big on shoes, but I was forced to become a shoe collector by the Adidas factory outlet manager at the Michigan City, Indiana store. Now I'm going to give you a little backstory. See, these are the shoes. I love shell toe Adidas, and I had a Premier. So I bought them. These are the ones that I've officially become a collector. They'll never be worn. I had a Premier for an event on August 31st, 2015. So I said, you know what? I want to wear some shell toe Adidas, some black shell toe Adidas to go with the shirt that I had made. And I went to the factory outlet in Michigan City and I purchased the shoes. Similar to the ones that are right here, the exact same kind. And I wore them to the event. And then between August 31st, the day of the premiere, and I would say September 25th, I may have worn them 4 or 5 times. I know it wasn't more than 5 times, but I'm not 100% sure if it was 4 or 5. So it's between 4 and 5 times. But the very first day I was available to take them back was October 4th. That was a Sunday. So I went back to the store and I have the receipts here. I'm gonna post the receipts. I'm gonna take photos. There are 3 different receipts and you're gonna see why. I'm gonna post photos of the receipts, the shoes, and things of that nature as well. So I took the shoe back and the young man that was there at the register, I told him, I said, hey, you know, there was a hole in the shoe at the shell where the shell connects. It was busted from here around to here on the right shoe. And I had only wore them 4 times. Now I wasn't running, jumping, kicking, flipping, doing anything other than just wearing the shoes, walking. So I took them back. The young guy said, oh wow, these shoes are still new. I'm surprised that happened. Go get another shoe. Which is what I wanted to do anyway. I wanted to exchange the shoe because I actually really want the shoe, but I want to be able to wear them. So when I get back, there was a manager there and he said, well, it's been more than 30 days. So in the future, even though on the receipt it says after 30 days, without a receipt, merchandise may be exchanged or returned for a courtesy card. That's all it says. I was only trying to do a straight exchange and the guy could clearly see the shoe was clean. I said, well, you see the shoe is clean. He said, yeah, but anything after 30 days, if it's damaged, then you can't bring it back. And I said, look, it's not damaged. It's popped at the top. It's busted. You can see that the other shoe is pristine condition. So it's not like I could just have one shoe on hopping and bust up one shoe and not the other. So I didn't really like how he said what he said to me. So I took offense to it and I said, look, so what you're trying to tell me, because it was kind of warm that day, I said, so what you're trying to tell me is you're going to hear me tell this story again. So if I were to purchase a coat and it remains warm for, say, 35 days, and on the 35th day, it's cold out, and I finally put on the jacket and the zipper breaks, I can't bring that jacket back? He said no, which to me is, I can't believe that you would say that. If you can examine a coat and see if it's been worn. I'd only wore the shoes 4 times within less than 30 days, but it was 35 days after that. So I said, fine, I got the shoes, I left. But what it made me do, because I listened to what people say, I made sure I wore the shoes more frequently to see if they would last within the 30 days. So that was October 4th. I have all the receipts. On this past Monday, the 26th, I took the shoe back because somewhere around the Thursday before, I don't know what day that was, the 21st, 20th, I don't know. I noticed that the shoe was having a little tear just right here. I wasn't gonna let it get all the way around. It was just having a tear right here. I'm gonna show you the photos. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go. It was a Monday. I was able to go. I went in. So I made sure I said, hey, can I speak to the store manager, the general manager of the store, whoever it is? The young guy at the register said, okay. He went and he found the guy. The guy's name is not on here. Most stores say general manager so-and-so, so-and-so. But it's not on the receipt. I'm going to Google that if I can, and I'm going to put it on the subtitle later. So I spoke to the manager. I said, hey, look, I came here, bought the shoe on the 31st, wore it 4 or 5 times, came back October 4th. Your manager, which I saw him, he had a beard. I'm going to call him the bearded manager. I said, that guy right there told me that I couldn't bring my shoe back after 30 days. So that made me actually wear the shoe. And now you can see it's ripping again. He could see the shoe was in excellent condition. But his first thing was, excuse me, what is it that you want me to do? I said, well, I told you that backstory because this is the second shoe that is ripped at the seam. Do you know anything about it being defective or anything? No, there's nothing defective. As a matter of fact, I've never seen that happen before. I said, fine. But you are now seeing it. You can look at the rest of the shoe and see that it is in great condition. If you put it on the shelf, no one would know that it was actually worn unless they looked inside, because naturally with your foot in there, it's going to rub out the color on the Adidas on the inside. So I said, so your entire store has a policy that you're just going to give people a hard time? And he said, no, I try my best to be courteous to people, but you're bringing me a damaged shoe. So I said, no, it is not a damaged shoe. It is a defective shoe. There's a big difference. I said, and every time between you and the guy with the beard, anytime you say that to a customer, you are implying that the customer is doing something malicious, trying to get over on you, trying to come back 20 days with a nice little drive to get to the place just to get another shoe in a little bit better condition, because that's all it really would be, is a little bit better condition if it wasn't busted. So he said, so why is it that you would like to have another shoe? If the 2 previous ones busted, why would you want another shoe? I said, because I actually want the shoe. So he once again said, but why would you want to get the same shoe again? I said, because I don't want my money back. I'm not trying to get my money back. I want the shoe. And I don't have any other options. You didn't just say, hey, there's a defective shoe. We know about it. Don't buy that shoe. Get another shoe. So my only option is, if the shoe is busted within 22 days, really before that, but I'm there 22 days after the 4th, I should get another shoe per your own receipt. Your own receipt. It says that I can exchange for another shoe. Anybody in the sneaker world that loves shoes, you know that this is not a comfortable shoe. I had only worn it 10 times in the days from the 4th to about the 21st or whatever it was. I had only worn them 10 times. I made sure I kept up with that. So when I went back and said, look, the shoe is still breaking, he said, but what will you gain from getting another shoe? I said, mainly I won't get water inside of my sock if I step in a small puddle of water. It's a hole in the shoe that you can clearly see, and the rest of the shoe is in great condition. I also said, think of it this way. He had on some shoes from his store. I said, if you had purchased those shoes at full price and you had only worn them 10 times within 20 days, wouldn't you take it back to the shoe place? So he's looking dumbfounded, and then he once again says, but why do you want another shoe if that's going to happen again? I said, because if it's not defective, so you say, then I should not have a problem. If it busts 3 times, then you are busted. You will then know that it is truly a defect that you're not telling anybody about. But back to him being he has to stand his ground because he's the manager, which is stupid because I'm within the realm of the receipt. The shoe is clearly not ran through. I said, look, if the shoe was dirty and filthy and cuts on it and the sole was even good. Scuff marks non-existent. Then I could see you saying, hey, this shoe has been worn and you're just trying to get another shoe. The shoe is in great condition. Wait till you see the photo. I'm going to put the photo up. He told me, but I still can't see why you want another shoe. And I said, because I spent $80 hoping I will be able to wear a shoe longer than 30 days without it tearing at the seam. Nothing else on the shoe is ripping except the right shoe on the shell. Not the left shoe, just the right shoe. I said, the only thing I do in these shoes are drive. So if I can't put pressure on the toe from driving, then what is the purpose of having the shoe? It's not a comfortable shoe. I'm not going to wear it all the time. I said, I've only worn it 10 days. He said, but how do we know that? I said, okay. So let's just say from the 4th till today, I wore the shoe every day. That's still only 20 times I could wear the shoe. Do you know what this fool said? But I don't know how long you wore it each day. What the fuck is that? Is it a time limit on how long you should be able to wear shoes? But not only that, who just puts on shoes from October 4th to October 21st and never takes the shoes off? But not only that, but yet brings the shoe in great condition. So you can't have it both ways. Once again, he said, but I'm just trying to figure out why you want another shoe if you're saying the shoe is defective. I said, because I actually want to own the shoe. And I then said, okay, I told your guy with the beard the same thing. By you giving me a hard time about the shoe and saying I shouldn't want another shoe, although I spent my money, I should just accept that it's popped and busted and just say, oh, well, that's my money down the drain. I said, so if I bought a coat, I told him if I bought a coat and didn't wear it and 30 days later, the zipper broke, I couldn't get another coat. He said, well, in order for the zipper to break, you'd have to put a lot of force on it. I said, you know what? Now I know what I'm dealing with. Because nothing is 100% guaranteed when it's manufactured. They have recalls on cars, you name it. People's diamonds fall out of their damn $10,000 diamond rings. There's nothing that can be foolproof. So if you're going to say, somebody brought you a jacket that you can clearly see hadn't been worn, but the zipper is broke, you wouldn't just charge it back to Adidas and ship it out and give that customer another goddamn coat? I know what I'm dealing with. I'm never going back to the store. But he said, let me see if I have the shoe. I said, fine. So it took him a little while. The guy at the register was like, hey, let me call and say. I said, no, don't call. Let him take as much time as it takes. He goes ahead and finally comes back and says, well, sorry, I don't have your shoe. My size is an 11. He said, I don't have your shoe in 11. I said, well, hey, do you have 11 and a half? I can wear that. No. The next size I have is 12. Well, I can't wear a 12. It's too big. I'm not going to let it flop around. You get calluses, all kinds of stuff. I don't want the 12, but can you ship one from another store? We can do that. We can this. The young man had already walked away while we were talking. I said, well, we have a problem because my shoe has a hole in it and I'm not going through Adidas. I bought the shoe here. You need to find a solution so that you can get me my shoe. Sure enough, the young man comes back and he says, hey, would you mind having a different shoe in 11 and a half? And I said, no. I don't want a different shoe. I want this shoe. He said, oh, no. It's that shoe, but it's an 11 and a half. Because he wasn't standing there when me and the manager just talked. I said, oh, so you do have the shoe? He said, yeah. He went over, got it. The manager said, well, they must have been in a different section. I said, oh, wow, you have the shoe. I said, I would like to have it. So he showed me the shoe. I said, okay, you see how this shoe isn't busted up? And it looks good? That's what I said to the manager. He says, well, you can't bring that shoe back. I said, listen, if in fact I wore this shoe and it did the exact same thing in less than 30 days, I would bring it back. I said, but because of you, I've officially become a shoe collector. And he said, what? So why do you want another shoe then if you're not even going to wear it? I said, I'm not going to wear it because you just told me if I wear it and it burst within 30 days or less, you're not gonna honor my receipt and give it back. So I guess I just became a shoe collector. He liked to die right there and there. But you just want the shoe. You just want the shoe. I said, of course I just want the shoe. I said, do you think that I would deliberately have a nice, clean pair of shoes, punch a hole in the goddamn shoe, and bring them up here just to get another shoe 20 days later? No, I wouldn't. No one in the world in their right mind would do that. But it did have a hole in it, so I deserve another shoe. Not 6 months later, not even 2 months later, 20 days later, 22 days to be exact, I'm back here. So I took the shoe, and now I've officially become a shoe collector. I have these receipts that I am gonna post. Oh, here's the other thing that pissed me off when I finally got home and I looked. So, this is the original receipt. And I'm gonna show you too. It doesn't have anything stamped on it. They just gave it back to me because I had bought some pants with it. This one here is the second receipt. They stamped void on it. Like I was just gonna roam around the country looking for more random people that just so happen to have a size 11 Adidas in shell toes and say, hey, let me get those. Punch a hole in them and go bother this manager. And then my brand new receipt. But I have become a shoe collector. I'm very pissed at the customer service, but I think most people should know that if you shop at the Adidas outlet in Michigan City, if anything goes wrong with your item, they're gonna give you a hard time. So I would refrain from shopping at that particular one. There's some more in other areas. Maybe they honor their receipts, but it's clear to me that the manager, and then I guess he's the assistant manager, they don't want to honor their receipt because I brought in a clean shoe with a hole in it within the time of my receipt. There should be no discussion. If it was ran down raggedy, then so be it. But it wasn't. It's a simple thing that as a manager, he could have easily have said, wow, I don't know anything about a recall, but we're gonna get you another shoe. And if this one goes wrong, then I can then go and call my district manager or the factory or whoever he needs to call and say, hey, we're having them burst at the seam on the right shoe. Can you guys check that out? That would have been the sensible thing to do, but he didn't do that. He tried to make it seem as though I was running some kind of scheme to bring in shoes that are brand new that I decided to damage at the top just to get another one 20, 30 days later when the shoe was still like new. If it was nothing wrong with the shoe, I could have just worn them and it would have not been a problem. But because there was a hole in them, I felt it wasn't even 30 days. The first time, 4 or 5 times wearing them. The second time, 10 times wearing them, and they was about to do the exact same thing as the first shoe. I deserve another shoe because I didn't bring you a raggedy, ran down shoe. I brought you a like new shoe that just so happened to be bursting at the seams. I think that's a very easy thing for anybody to take, to just say, hey, you know what? We are having problems. This shoe does look new. Let me get you another one, sir. But he couldn't do that. I don't understand why. He's like the shoe gatekeeper or whatever. But I feel as a customer, I have the right to say, hey, look, the first time I was here, your guy pretty much insulted me and said, hey, you can't bring that back after a certain amount of time because we don't like you bringing it back after that time, even though your receipt says you can clearly bring it in for an exchange. The second time, I talked to the store manager and he gives me a hard time, asks me, why do I want another shoe? Dude, it's defective. It is defective. This burst all the way around the first time. It was starting to burst there, not on the left shoe, but the right shoe of a clean fucking shoe. So do not shop at the Adidas store, outlet store in Michigan City, Indiana. Go anywhere else to buy your Adidas. I actually like shell toes, but I'll never go there again. And I would suggest if this was any other store, do the same thing. Thank you. My name is Brian Thompson. Thank you for your time. Shop wisely, everyone.